It's me again. I hope that your week is going well. I hope that each of you are taking your math very seriously. If you will watch these videos every day and take your time on your pages, you are going to do amazing on the remainder of this year. But you do need to make sure that you're staying on top of things, okay? If you need me, please don't hesitate to ask. 6 weeks is a lot of math. It will be hard to catch up on that if you don't stay on track, okay? All right, just a little encourager to stay on track because on my end, I just want you guys to do so well. Okay, checking your change. A wise customer checks the change received before leaving the store. If too little change is received, politely show the error to the clerk and ask for the remaining money. If too much change is received, return the extra money to the clerk who made the mistake. Okay, so we have the clerk. We gave the clerk $5. Okay, and the items cost $2, 1, 2, and 18 cents. A dime, a nickel, and 3 pennies. Okay, there you go. So, change received. Okay, you could do that in your head or you could write it down and say $5 minus 218 is 282. But typically that's not very practical when you're standing in a store. So you can kind of count it out yourself and you can say, okay, let's see, $2.18. So you say, all right, so then we're going to go 218 to 220 to 225 to $3 to 4 to 5. Okay? Now let's add that and see what we have. $1, $2, to 75, 280, 282. Okay? Which is exactly what we're supposed to have. Okay? There's a couple different ways to do that. Now you can do it in your head real quick and just say, okay, I gave them $5. They gave me back 282. Okay, I spent $2.18. 82 plus 18 is $1, right? And then you have your other $2 in your hand. So there's different little ways to look at it, and I know you guys are extremely smart, but I would like to encourage you to start practicing. Maybe, I know it's not a good time to be going to the store, but soon if you're able to go out with your mom or dad to Walmart or the grocery store or something, if you can take a $5 bill and maybe your mom and dad can let you pay for an item and you can practice, that's one of the best ways. Another way, my aunt and I, when I was a little girl, we would play grocery store and we would dress up like we were going to the store and we would set stuff out on the counter and then we would pay and make change and we just had a grand time. So if you guys have a little extra time and want to do that, I think that's fun, or I thought it was fun when I was a little girl. Okay, check if the correct change was given. Okay, and basically you're just going to do what we did up here, and I'm going to let you practice that on your own. Again, I'm available if you need it. Okay, on number 2, I would like for you to highlight and write test 14. Okay, I'm going to try to keep my phone over to the side because I don't want to show you all the answers. Write each mixed number or fraction as a decimal. Okay, I think you guys are doing pretty good at that. Let's just do D together. D is 63 and 2/10. Okay, so you're just going to write the whole number 63. Just write it down. And now let's focus on the 2/10. I did not mean to say 2/10. 2 100ths. How will you write 2 100ths? There are 2 zeros, so that means there'll be 2 numbers on top. So you will write 63.02. So that's what it looks like. Okay, now I said on top, and I know that's confusing, so let me go back just a second, okay, and try to explain what I'm trying to say. Okay, When you have 6302 and you're going to write it over here, you see 2 zeros, you typically would put a 02 on top. But because the zero's in front of the 2, you can just drop it, okay? But a 2 zeros in the bottom represents 2 zeros in your fraction. So it will be 63.02, okay? Now let's go to one that doesn't have a 0 in it. It's a little bit clearer, okay? So you've got 91 and 16/100ths. Just write the 91. Don't even think about it. And then you see that you have 2 zeros in that 100, right? So that just means you have 2 digits at the top. You will have 2 numbers right here, 91.16. Pretty simple, okay? Now, at the bottom, the last few days we have been doing several of these, but I'm going to do this one and let you see it today, just to make sure everybody's where they need to be with the fractions, okay? So, put a 1 under that 12. Make sure you solve that mixed number. 1 times 3 is 3, plus 1 is 4. So you have got 12 over 1 times 4 over 3. Can you cancel the 1 and 4? No. Can you cancel the 12 and 3? Yes. How do you know that? Will 3 divide evenly into 12? Yes. How many times? 4. Will 3 divide evenly into itself? Yes. How many times? 1. So 4 times 4 is 16. 1 times 1 is 1. 16 over 1 just reduces to 16. Don't leave that 1 underneath there, okay? Now, we're going to go over to the next page. Number 4, write test 14, okay? Let's do A together. Blank means 1,000. You guys had these on your test. What is that? Kilo, okay? If you need help with these guys, turn back to page 348. This is where I've been taking a lot of you that are still having questions about that, okay? All right, now, let me get back to the page I was on. Sorry about that. Hang on, here I am. Okay, so you put test 14 on number 4. You're going to highlight number 5, and you're going to highlight number 7 for items that will be on test 14. Okay, let's go to number 5. Write each decimal or mixed decimal as a fraction or a mixed number. Let's do D, okay? D. 21.01 will be what class? You write the 21. You would typically put the 01 over the 100 because there's 2 zeros in the 100. But when a 0 comes before the number that's on the top of the line, you can just drop it. If you put 01 up there for now, I will count it correct, but just remember to drop that 0, okay? Now, you have another scale drawing, and this time 1 centimeter is equal to 1 kilometer. Always look at the scale, okay? It won't be the same every single day, okay? Measure your lines, and I think you guys will do fine. You've been doing really good on that, okay? I want to take a look at one problem at the bottom, and you don't have to do it, but I would like to talk about it. Okay. 11 and 1/6 minus 9 and 5/12. First thing is, remember that you're subtracting, okay? Now, what will be the common denominator? Will 6 divide evenly into 12? Yes, so that's your common denominator. Remember, if it doesn't divide evenly, you take your biggest number, you go to the next multiple until you find one that they'll all divide evenly into. But this works pretty simply, so write down your 12, okay? Go ahead and put your 11 and your 9 on this side too, your whole numbers. And then put down your 12 as your denominator. And then ask yourself, how many times will 6 divide evenly into 12? That's 2. Okay? And write that at the top. Okay? 6 divides into 12 2 times. 2 times 1 is 2. 12 divides into 12 one time. 1 times 5 is 5. Okay. You have got 5 minus 2. that doesn't, I mean 2 minus 5, that doesn't work. Do you see that your 5 is bigger than your 2? You're going to have to borrow. So you're going to come over here and make this a 10, okay? And then over here, you're going to have to add. How many will you add? Your whole number. When you borrow a whole number from here, your whole number becomes the denominator over top of itself. So that will be 12 over 12. So you're going to add, you will now have 10, so you're 10, and 14 twelfths because you added 2 plus 12 and that gave you 14, okay? Now your number is big enough to subtract that 5. You'll say 14 minus 5 is 9. You write your denominator. And 10 minus 9 is 1. So 1 and 9 twelfths. So you divide. You say, what will divide into both 9 and 12 to reduce that? Because 9 does not divide evenly into 12. So you look for something else. And that would be 3. So 3 divides into 9 3 times. And 3 divides into 12 4 times, leaving your answer 1 3/4. Okay? I hope you guys have an amazing day. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.